packages right out of the gate. I always like to share that I have been in your shoes. I had a solution provider business for about 20 years. Joined Autotask in 2008, and in fact, in the mid to late 90s, I put together probably one of the first recurring service packages, which is now called managed services. So I'm very interested to see what Stefanie has to say, and I'll throw my 2 cents in every once in a while. Now here at Autotask, leading a team of experts, educating customers in the channel, and building a roster of integration partners to simplify your life. I'll give you a little bit of an overview on how we're integrated with Enable in a second. But first, what I want to do is give you guys a little bit of a setup here, and what you see is a demand for as-a-service chart. And what you're seeing is there is a lot of demand for as-a-service type products. And we ourselves may be thinking of as-a-service as the cloud, meaning we're going to go find a cloud partner and resell their solutions, their services to our client base. With managed services, you may in fact be your own NOC. You certainly could be working from someone else's cloud. But the key here is the appetite for your end client for as-a-service type items. And you see disaster recovery, storage backup, business process, infrastructure, security. All of these as-a-service items are available to you to sell to your clients, and there is huge demand, and certainly Enable and Autotask can help you with that as-a-service opportunity. And not only is there a huge as-a-service opportunity, but services are growing to 35% of IT budgets by 2015. That means outsourced IT services. And you see that top piece of the bar chart, the dark blue, growing to 35% as of 2015. And I actually always like to look at these graphs a little differently, and what you see right here is this little component of the bar are all the IT staffs and salaries that are being spent. So what I always like to highlight here, what I got out of this is even if there is as-a-service or outsourcing being done by the IT department, they still need people. So for those of you wondering if you're going to be relevant in a cloud world or in an as-a-service world, you will be, because you can see here that even IT departments have resources while they're using as-a-service. So I just think this whole bar chart really helps show that there's a ton of opportunity out there, and it really should get you guys excited as you deliver managed services and including cloud in your solutions. And the real key here is you need automation. You're out there selling your clients the top technology to run their business. And the last thing that you want to do is be that shoemaker without shoes. You need automation to scale and do more with less, just like your client, to drive your top-line revenue and profit. And in fact, that automation is really the linchpin for service level management, which is really all about managing your service delivery, continually improving upon it, and in certain cases, especially with cloud and all the products and services you're delivering out there, it gives you that chance to stay relevant, consolidate the billing from all the cloud vendors into one product. And really that is where Autotask comes into play on a couple of fronts. But very specifically here, I just want to share how we help automate the incident management process. Again, certainly where Enable can shine for you guys, working together with Autotask, that as Enable is out there monitoring servers and other devices, those alerts can open up a ticket inside of Autotask automatically. And if you're certainly using the client access portal from Autotask, or users are just calling in or sending emails, tickets can automatically be created inside of Autotask, really without any clicks. Pre-populate that ticket, automatically assign resources, send out notifications to client and users, your own internal staff, that in fact you received a service request, and work that service request. And you see SLAs right there. You can actually define response windows inside of Autotask. And if that alert is a server and you've got a 1-hour response, or it's from a user with a 4-hour response, the clock starts ticking automatically. So a lot of automation, a lot of workflow automation built into Autotask, ultimately getting down to the blocking and tackling, which is tracking your time, collecting your time and expense against that ticket, against the contract or your billing arrangement, whether it's flat fee, all you can eat, time and material, however you are billing your client. Tie your time tickets, your expenses, and then send that invoice out. and always be able to look at your profitability down to an individual service. And Stefanie's going to share with you some of the packages, and as she walks through the packages and the services, realize that you do need an Autotask type product, a PSA or an IT business management platform to help you manage your services and your time and invoice your clients and ultimately analyze your profitability. And hopefully that set up Stefanie just a little bit. Stefanie's joining us today, Senior Partner Development Specialist for Enable. Enable's a really fantastic partner of Autotask. In fact, we're on our 15-city community on tour roadshow series, 15 cities. We're out there with Enable and a bunch of other partners as well. And for those of you joining us from outside the U.S., Canada, international, UK, Belgium, South Africa, Australia, we'll be on the road with Enable in the coming months, and you guys can come see us. But Stefanie Hammond has been working 7 years with Enable. I know Stefanie out there in the industry for quite a while. She's helped hundreds of partners over the years, not only here again in North America, but Europe, all over the world, and has been educating, coaching, and working with partners like yourselves for over 15 years. So thanks a lot, Stefanie, for joining us. Really looking forward to hearing what you have to say.
Wonderful. Thank you, Len, and thank you, everybody, for taking some time out of your day to attend our presentation. So, yes, I am a Senior Partner Development Specialist at Enable Technologies. Been there for 7 years. I was the original PDS that Enable hired back in 2004 when they decided to offer the business coaching to our clients. And I'm very pleased to be able to speak with you today. Today's presentation is going to involve a discussion focused on the type of items that you need to take into consideration when beginning to design your various managed services program packages. A lot of the decisions you make about the sort of features to include in your different packages are really dependent upon knowing yourself as an organization and knowing the types of customers that you're striving to create and sell your program packages to. But before you can get into really designing your programs, not only will it be important to conduct an honest evaluation of your organization's readiness to successfully go to market with managed services, but you're also going to need to determine the readiness and openness of your customers to accept this new direction that you're taking your company. So just the agenda for today's seminar, just quickly going to review the different types of programs that exist on the program development spectrum, you know, from the more basic a la carte level to the more comprehensive fully managed or fixed fee program package. We'll then review a checklist that I go through with my new partners in our blueprint process to help assess their own readiness to go to market with managed services. Then I'll get into some sample programs, review the types of features that are typically core features of the different program levels, what features are typically optional or billable. So hopefully if you're in the middle of developing your managed services programs at the moment, today's webinar will give you some good direction and some good insight as to what our most successful partners are including in theirs. And then, as Rich and Len said, we'll then follow up with a Q&A session to answer any questions that you may have. So, as I said, we'll start our discussion today by first reviewing the different types of managed services program levels that are out there. 5 basic program types, as you can see, a la carte, responsive, proactive, fully managed, and then around the dotted line, the supplemental. And I'll explain why that's kind of dotted line. And as you can see, you can think of these different program types as falling along a spectrum. You know, where the a la carte and the responsive programs occupy the lower end of the continuum, while the proactive, managed, and supplemental reside at the top end. And this continuum is really a direct result of individual customers possessing varying degrees of network sophistication and overall